Well, if you haven't been able to tell by now, I certainly do love my hieroglyphics, and I love teaching it to others. And hey, that's why it's free on this channel. So we're doing ideograms, which are kind of like the rebus principle, but more like where you're seeing the actual object, and by adding a stroke line, it becomes that object. So the past couple of weeks, we've done a few ideograms, such as God, sweet, mouth, and sun. So let's jump into some more. Year. We've done this one before. You probably remember it. It has a very unique glyph. It's got the hook with the loop and a loaf. Add that stroke line, and renipt is year. So we've talked about this actually before when we did numbers. So taking a look below, so here we have year, and then that's followed by some horseshoes and some stroke lines. Remember, the horseshoes are 10, and the stroke lines are 1. So that first one would be year 24. The second one would be year 6. They always started over with each new pharaoh, so you never really got, I think, more than 60 years before you started over. Now, if you add the field, the circle with the dots there, it becomes regional year, meaning the specific year of that pharaoh or of that king or queen. So that becomes reniptsp. So spt for the field with the dots there, and then renip. So you can combine them, and if you see that, they're talking about a specific year. To give, a very big ideogram that we've, again, encountered before, not going to be too shocked. So we've used this as a verb. So this is the combination of R, the open mouth, and the hand that is physically giving a loaf. That's what that triangle is there. So again, stroke line can go before it, I'm sorry, not before it, after it, or below it. So you have the combination of die, which is sort of it looks like a pyramid in a pyramid, the triangle with a triangle in it, and then the R mouth, which is literally one who says. So what this is really translating to is one who says what is given, but it colloquially or shrinks down to just what is given, sort of like the way that verbs can be used as nouns in Egyptian. It's more common than not, especially because of the formality. Legs. All right, so here's an interesting one, and it's going to be a new glyph for you. It's one of those sort of rare glyphs where you could do the plural by having two of something. Sort of like ta, 2 lands, or ah, 2 arms. If there are specifically 2 of it, like arms, eyeballs, lands, upper and lower Egypt, it's the plural is done with 2, repeat. So the legs are not the same as the glyph for to go. They actually look more like, well, they're legs with both sides, if you will, not just one side drawn. Kind of look like lightning bolts, or maybe like an S with a flat bottom there. So you're literally drawing 2 legs running, pronounced redui, R-D-W-Y. And you see 2 of them, much like 2 arms or 2 lands. It's repeated. So here's how to draw it. I'm going to start with our line down. Then we'll do some diagonals. The lower leg and lower leg, the foot. And looks like I didn't quite draw that one long enough, so let's just connect that. All right, a little sloppy, but that is how you draw your leg. So again, let's just go over it line by line. We're going to start with the diagonal down, line number 1. That's the top of the leg. Then we'll draw the upper thigh, so 2 lines going down. Then the lower leg, 2 lines going down at the opposite angle. And then the foot, 5 there, is just curved around. All right, and you'll do that twice to do legs, which are pronounced redui. All right. And again, a rare double sign, meaning a plural, because most people, unless they've been through an accident, have 2 legs. Front. Another easy glyph. This is a trilateral sound. So you start off with the lion face, which is ha'at. I always think of it like the lions wearing the hat. And then you add the T loaf and a stroke line. And of course we have, because the T and the ha'at, the last T, crossed off. All right, so let's look at what we did this week. We did regional year. We did to give, legs, and front. Again, noticing there are stroke lines under each of those. So renip, radi, radui, and ha'at. Year, to give, legs, and front. We are almost done with the ideograms. I think we probably have like 2 or 3 weeks left, and we'll be done with all of the common ideograms. So, hey, And I really love that we return to these because we actually get to doodle. Doodling is the best part of doodling with purpose. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the class. Questions, comments, as always, let me know and I will circle back and answer them for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys for next week's lesson.